Good morning, good morning, good morning, Soul Man and friends, people. Stephen here, and we have got quite an exciting, unplanned day today, actually. Our guest this morning had cancelled on us last minute, so I have, with the power of my amazing community, pulled together two of our meditation teachers who are going to come on and have a chat with you guys all about their meditation businesses that they've set up after their training with us at the Soul Man Academy. So, without further ado, does that make sense? It does. I am going to welcome on the very lovely Danielle from Luna Life and Wellbeing. Say hello, Danielle.
Hi.
And we've got three people on the screen this morning. Busy. Louise Middleton from Nutrition and Home.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you both? Good?
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
No, it's lovely to have you here, and thank you so much for agreeing to come on at the last minute. I messaged you like an hour ago saying, who wants to come? So thank you so much. The other girls who are part of the meditation teacher training, they couldn't make it today, sadly, for lots of different reasons. But we've got you guys, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to fire questions at you guys, ask you things all about your training, all about your business, all about everything, all right? And we'll try to do it like one at a time, because if we all start talking over each other, because you know what we're like on Zoom calls, we're like, shut up everybody, come on, let's get started. So, we are talking meditation teacher training if you are just joining us. And first of all, I am going to speak to Danielle, because Danielle, you're the first one on my screen there. So you can follow Danielle at Luna Life and Wellbeing. And Danielle, you run classes now after your training, don't you?
I do, yeah. I set them up so it's a Sunday evening at 8 o'clock.
Fantastic. And how many people do you have in your class just now, just out of curiosity?
It varies, because obviously you can either come pay as you go weekly, or you can block book with me. So block booking, I have on average 6 to 8 people every month, and then people dipping in and out. So I've had up to 13 in a class. So yeah, it's going really well. I'm loving it.
Fantastic, phenomenal. Not that it's about the numbers, because I always say that, you know, if you're helping one person, then that's, you know, you're doing your job. But it's nice when you've got a class of people, you know, like.
Yeah, because it's starting to build up a community, because people are coming back and becoming more regular. We're starting to kind of build relationships and support each other and things, which is lovely.
Absolutely. And Louise, you can follow Louise at Nutrition and Home. That's Louise's Facebook page. Louise, you're also running classes as a result of your training too, aren't you?
Yes, I've had my classes running up and running for about 4 months now. And they're on a Thursday at 9 p.m. and on a Sunday at 9 p.m. But I also record my classes because I'm actually reaching overseas now as well, which is great.
Oh, international meditation teacher! We were actually having a chat about that before, weren't we, Danielle? We were saying, come on then, tell us how you get the international ones in. But that's amazing. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
I've got people who work with me from Australia and Canada and all over America as well, which is really, really cool. So when we were doing our Soul Man meditation classes, we had people from all over tuning in as well. So it's really nice when you start to reach further afield, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got some down south, down Stevenage Way, and I've got others up in Inverness and Canada and Australia, and quite a few sort of more local as well. So that's nice, especially when we've actually not been able to do any face-to-face classes.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty though of like you in your classes, you know, like so Danielle, you've got very much like this local community of people that you've been working with on many things like mental wealth, of course, mental
Your
mental
health, your wealth.
well-being, all of that kind of stuff. So what you're doing is really complementing your business, isn't it?
Yeah. We've done a lot of kind of self-care meditations, and we're now doing the next few weeks. We're working the way through the chakras, so it's really, really nice. I've actually made up wee packs that I've kind of sent out as well to some of the people that come along with incense and crystals and things, just to help enhance the experience, because obviously doing it online, you can't really build the atmosphere the way you could in a face-to-face class. So that's been really good.
I love that though. I love the fact that you're giving away these wee packs. It's all these wee golden nuggets, because when we're in class, we're always talking about like, let's borrow with love and let's share, and like share what each other are doing. So you always see when someone like Danielle's bringing out this fantastic idea, everybody else is like scribbling down. I think that's the thing though, isn't it? The beauty of being in the training academy is that you guys make really good friends with each other, and you are able to share what works and what doesn't work for you guys. Would you agree?
Yeah.
That's thrown out of you so you can chat at the same time.
No, it's brilliant, because you, especially starting out, you're kind of like, oh, what kind of things can I do? Whereas we're sharing ideas, we're bouncing off each other, and it's great as well, because it lifts you up, because there is a bit of banter going on as well with it, which is lovely. So yeah, I've definitely seen I've made great friends through doing the training.
Yeah, and it allows you to be quite creative as well, because you do have to think out the box a wee bit, because it is on Zoom, and you have to think, what else can I do to keep the interest up and try something different. Last night I was invited as a guest to a holistic centre group, and I did a self-kindness meditation. So we did the body scan, and then incorporated like a foot massage for the second part, and it was about being kind to yourself, giving yourself a gift. But where we haven't got the human touch, we were able to like massage our feet and our hands and arms. And I was also very fortunate to have 3 reflexologists come on in the group, and so we were having a discussion at the end about all the sore spots and what that might mean. So that was really interesting, and just another idea on how to work with what you've got and who you collaborate with.
Absolutely, yeah. And sorry guys, I'm just sorry. we had a wee troll. I had to kick them out.
All right.
We keep getting people jumping into our comments and trolling and putting up ridiculous things, so I just had to ping them out the way. What's really nice as well, like obviously you two have got your meditation classes set up, but what's really nice as well for me is watching how you guys are helping the girls in the class who haven't set up their classes yet. So you guys, you've got that lived experience of running your classes, and the other girls in the class, they're very, very inspired by you, because you're doing it, and you're able to give them that worked so well, that worked really well, that didn't work so well. So I think they're actually in a better position for when they start their classes, actually, because they've got all the stuff that you guys have maybe changed or done differently, which is, again, adds lots of value to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because when we started out, like I didn't really know how to use Zoom, so you've had to learn the technical side of it, plus writing the scripts, plus trying to build an atmosphere. So there's loads of different integrate bits to make the meditations work. So it's nice to be able to say to them, oh, I tried that and it didn't really work, but this works a bit better. And it's nice to be able to help each other, isn't it? It's empowering.
Yeah.
And would you agree with that, Louise? Yeah.
Definitely, and definitely for the technical side of things.
Yeah,
I think that was the biggest trauma.
There was lots of learning, and I think, like, see for me, and obviously, I am immensely proud of the Soul Man Academy. I'm immensely proud of what we've created, and I'm still learning as well. Really am always still learning as well, and I learn from you guys, which It's really humbling for me because, you know, there's things that you guys have picked up on, and that's me learning and then able to put that into our next classes and develop our classes every single time they run, or develop the courses every time they run. But the one thing that really, I suppose, I don't know how to put it, the one thing that really got me was the real sense of community and the friendships that you guys have created. You know, like I watch you guys and you are just all really close, and you haven't even met each other in person, some of you yet, you know, and you have got these lovely friendships that have been formed through quite a difficult time in everybody's lives. So did you ever expect that would come from your training?
No, especially with it being online, because you don't have that kind of personal touch, so to speak. But I think the way you bring the training across, it really helps us to bond, Stephen. So you make it fun. You bring, like, it's not like, right, we're doing meditation, it's pure serious. Do you know what I mean? There's fun behind it, and I think learning with fun, it makes it so much easier to learn. Doesn't feel like learning. It just feels like catch up with friends where we learn new skills, if you know what I mean.
I'm just going to put in a wee banner up here. I did not pay her to say. And none of this is rehearsed. This is all very natural, which is really nice that you feel like that. Louise, do you feel like that as well, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, I do. And the funny thing is, if you think back to a year ago today, because it was this week that we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And everybody, including myself, was like, oh my God, what does this mean? What's going to happen? And we all went to anxiety mode. And it was through you doing your daily live meditations every night, every day at 9 o'clock that I joined in. I had done meditation in and out, dipped in and out of it over 20 years for different reasons. Initially, it was to do with pain management when I was pregnant with my son. And then I did some other work for anxiety, but then I could feel my anxiety rising. So I thought, right, I'm going to do this meditation with Stephen every night. I'd done some of your sort of more spiritual meditations and spiritual development classes, but I joined in and I brought my daughter on board as well, and we benefited so much, and it helped keep me grounded for that full year. When you had this course come up on offer for meditation teacher level 1, I thought I have to do this because it has kept me sane, and I wanted to spread the word. I was also setting up my nutrition business, which is the background of that is to go into the workplace and have a nutrition-led health and well-being business, working with occupational health and HR. But because of COVID, that's not really happened yet. But now I can bring this extra string to my bow, which is to bring the mindset in along with the food, well, nutrition and health as well. So, and we all need that now, the meditation side, because I don't know anyone that isn't affected with this whole year. And I never would have thought I'd be being a meditation teacher a year ago. It hadn't entered my mind, but it's been life-changing.
Yeah, because I mean, like for you guys, it's been 6 months she's been training now, you know, because you both done level 1, which was 3 months, and then you both, well, it's actually a wee bit more because, you know, we added an extra few weeks on there as well, didn't we? So so you've done level 1 and level 2, so you've been training for like 6 months already, and not quite finished level 2 either. So, you know, that's a long time to learn, isn't it?
It sounds long, but it really doesn't feel long at all. Like when you said 6 months, I was like, really? Wow.
It is 6 months, eh?
Yeah. And for me, the reason I decided to do the training was I've got a total monkey mind. I got 190 miles an hour, and I really struggled with meditation. So when I spoke to you about doing the training, it was to see if I could, like, breaking it down to learn how to teach people would help me to learn how to meditate better. And it really has. Like Louise says, it's totally changed. Like now I actually enjoy spending time sitting doing nothing in the quiet, whereas before that would have freaked me out because I wasn't doing something. And even writing the scripts and things, it's taking time out of a busy day just to sit and be creative and get your thoughts onto paper. And it's brilliant. I love it. I really enjoy writing them.
I'm loving the creative.
Writing them too.
Yeah, I've been so academically focused because I've been to like university about 5 times, and I just have this research mindset all the time. But this has allowed me to be very creative, and I'm totally embracing it. I'm loving it because I haven't written anything creative since I was at school, which was a long time ago now. And I'm just loving bringing that other side back out. And because meditation gives you clarity and creative ideas, I actually can't believe some of the meditations that I'm creating now compared to when I started out. It's so different.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What I love as well is that there's obviously you guys. We've also got Diane. Diane's the one to beat, by the way, isn't she? Not that we're being competitive about class sizes, but Diane's got like 27 people in her class. She's delivering a meditation class for 27 people every single week. So we've got Diane doing that. Diane's also working with a couple of other organisations. We've got our lovely Sharon. Sharon's working with some charities in Edinburgh, doing teaching meditation classes. Who else? I'm trying to think. Nicola's working with the Booty Camp Gym. So she's the mindfulness and meditation teacher for the Booty Camp guys, which is amazing. So there's so much that's going on in our community, isn't there? In our meditation.
It's so diverse.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful thing because, Danielle's doing something very, very different to Louise, and Louise is doing something very, very different to Diane, and you're all doing really different things.
Yeah, because Rosalind's kind of doing one-to-one meditations as well, which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's lots of different things, and then obviously we've got our level 1 guys as well that are currently doing level 1, who are currently training and who aren't doing classes yet, but they're doing their case studies. Obviously that's why I didn't want to bring them in, because they've got a lot of work to do over the next few weeks, and I thought I'm not going to overwhelm them by bringing them into this either. So yeah, and I want to ask you both as well, why meditation teacher training? So we'll go to Danielle first for that.
For me, like I was saying, I really struggled with meditation to try and stay focused on a meditation. My mind would just wander and I'd be like, oh, where am I? What am I doing here? So I thought doing the teacher training would really help me break it down, because if I'm going to be able to teach other people, I need to know how to break it down, to be able to learn how to become more focused. And it's really worked. Even out with meditation, I would be doing 3 or 4 projects at once and kind of doing bits and pieces and getting all stressed out about it, whereas now I'll concentrate on one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. So for me, meditation has not only taught me how to teach meditation, but it's shown me how to meditate much easier.
I think that's the thing though, Danielle, isn't it? When you're going through the training, you're learning more about your own process when it comes to meditation as well, aren't you? Which is great, because you're learning about you, but you're equally learning about how to teach other people, which is great. I love it. And Louise, what's your thoughts on that? Why meditation teacher training?
Well, it was a natural progression. I feel just having listened to all your meditations over the first lockdown and setting up my business, it was something I could bring in to the well-being of a business as a workshop or, groups. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to know more and more about it, because I've kind of dipped in and out of it over the years on a spiritual level, on a pain management level, and an anxiety level, all different levels. And I just wanted to know more and more about it. And with my personal experiences, I was kind of mind blown a couple of times, and I just wanted to know how this could benefit others and how to do that. Because it's easy to, to participate in a meditation is one thing, but to deliver it is actually so much work that people don't realise.
I think
Um,
you found respect for me now that you knew that I
oh
was
yes,
every single night.
especially as you did like one after the other for months. It's just like, how does he do this on a daily basis? Because it took me 4 hours the other night to write one.
I think it again, like obviously I've been teaching for 18 years now, so I suppose it just comes quite naturally to me now. But it's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's
There is
good.
a lot to it. Even trying to pick your music to make sure it kind of fits in with what you're talking about and things. It takes longer than you expect it to.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to ask you guys, what have you got from your training? So if you were to speak to someone who was thinking about becoming a meditation teacher and running their own classes, and someone who was thinking about signing up to the Soul Man Academy, here's my shameful plug, but what would you say to them? What have you got from your training? And we'll go to Danielle for that one first.
Okay. So for me personally, it's really helped me to become more focused, more organized, and slow down and concentrate on one thing at a time. So I'm actually getting better quality stuff rather than a quantity of stuff. It's also helped me to help other people. It's improved my sleep. I know it's improving the people who come along to the classes' sleep. I've got a private kind of group set up where we're building a community where people can come and share experiences or speak about the benefits they've found from whatever meditation and things. So yes, it's gave me a new outlook doing the meditation training, definitely.
And Louise?
Yeah, I would mirror everything that Danielle's just said, but with it being all online training for a lot of things just now, what I think you offer that maybe other places don't is that personal touch and the live Zoom classes for the training. It's not done online and you're following a recording or you're having to read a workbook. It's actually very interactive. And we've got this supportive group and community, whereas I'm not sure some of these other classes you would have that. And it makes it a lot more normalized, if you like.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
especially I'm a visual learner. Like I
Yeah.
know, like I've got a degree in academic and stuff, but I prefer the interaction of talking things through rather than reading about them. I find I retain it much better.
Yeah. And you've got the ongoing support of our lovely Stephen.
And I'm also right now developing the side of the training where we're doing the Zoom classes, but we've equally got the online learning portal where you guys can go and you can look and you're able to like back up the learning that you've had in the Zoom call with the written part of it as well. So that's developing. It's a hell of a lot of work, I'm sure you guys can imagine.
Yep.
But it's developing, it's getting there. So there's that side of it as well, which you guys have had a wee bit, you've done a wee bit of work on that side of it as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because you're changing over platform, not as much as we thought we would at this point, but obviously because you're changing platform, it's a massive job for you to be doing. But it is good because I went on, I'd missed a class and I'd gone on and managed to get the work that I'd missed, so it was good for that.
Yeah, that's good. And my next question is, what was the content like of level 1 training? So we'll go to Danielle for that first.
It was really easy to understand, considering we didn't really know anything about meditation other than the benefits of it. The way you explain things and break it down, you make it relatable. So it's really easy to understand and follow.
Brilliant. And Louise?
I really liked it because it brought in other aspects that maybe we hadn't considered. Like who you're working with and how to deliver your meditation across to them, how receptive they might be, how to handle awkward situations and difficult scenarios. So I thought that was really useful because I don't think you'd always get that in other training.
Yeah, they would just deliver it to you and throw you out there, wouldn't they? Not to say that that's the same for everybody, but you can.
No.
That is something that I'm very mindful of, though, and people can go and buy a course online, and I see it all the time. Meditation teacher online training by these places that sell hundreds of courses a day for 30 quid. So what's the difference between that, buying a course where you can be certified online, and being part of our training? What would you guys think is the difference between those?
I think when you're buying online, you're not really able to ask questions if you don't understand something. You're just kind of, I suppose, winging it. Whereas if there's something we weren't sure of or didn't understand or wanted explained in more depth, you were there to be able to answer the questions. So I feel that we got a better insight when you're doing it with somebody who can be there and support you through it.
Most of the time. If I'm not being sick after eating chicken that's been out of date or whatever. Because I know we had to cancel our class this week because I was really not well on Tuesday. Oh my God, that was awful. And Louise, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, you definitely give us more than maybe what you signed up for sometimes. So,
Thanks.
yeah, because if you feel that you haven't quite, if something new comes into what you're thinking about that you think would benefit us, you would just tag it on and give us that full benefit. So that's really useful as well for us.
Brilliant. And then
I think as well, for a lot of us who hadn't used technology for doing things like this before, you really help with that side of things where you wouldn't get that just buying a course online.
Yeah. And there's the level 1 training as well. It's all about helping you to set up your business as well. Like there's a huge big part of it where I'm pushing you guys, right, you're going to go and create your Facebook group and you're going to think about a venue, and we're doing all that side of things as well, which I think you wouldn't get in other training as well, would you?
No.
Did you find that helped you guys, just out of curiosity, that part of things?
Definitely. Even the part about kind of setting up and asking for money, because asking for money isn't comfortable for a lot of people. And it's usually made us break it down and think about our self-worth, the hours we're putting in writing the scripts and looking for our music and putting it all together and stuff, and making sure that we're getting paid what we deserve for the efforts that we're putting in, which I think, again, you wouldn't get if you were just reading it online.
That's amazing. And Louise, what's your thought on that?
I say the exact same thing, and if we're ever got any queries, we know that we can come to you in the group, and sometimes you must feel that your phone keeps pinging, but you have this open door approach, which is great. And if you can't help us, then somebody in the community can.
It's funny because my son said to me the other day, he's 16, and he was like, "Oh my God, Dad, like clear your notifications on your phone." And I was like, "That's only in 10 minutes, pal. That's no like a week's worth of notifications. That's 10 minutes worth." So there's a lot going on there, but then that's part of my business. I have to run my business through my phone. It's essential that I'm there to answer questions and be there for you guys if you need anything. And last few minutes of talking about the academy side of things, because I do want to talk more about what you guys are doing. You guys went through level 1, you completed level 1, you started up your meditation businesses, and then you started level 2. So between level 1 and level 2, what was the difference between those two types of training?
I think level 2 goes more in depth. So it takes level 1 and then takes you deeper, which I think is good because you go out and you get a bit of experience first and then you come back and learn more, which benefited me rather than getting all this information and going,
It's just adding layers to what you've already learned, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And Louise, what's your thoughts on that?
Very similar to Danielle. I think I'm glad that I got my classes up and running when I did, because I think I understand level 2 better and I can put more effort into what I'm doing now. Because I've been tweaking things as I go anyway, but with experience, it just helps you to go that wee bit further and understand it more fully.
Absolutely.
And grow your business and what you do with it.
Yeah. Because see, for me, it's really, really important. You know, and I was speaking to James about this yesterday. How it's so important for me to be able to like give you guys the tools to be successful. You know, I don't want you guys to go out there and do your training with me and then never use it. You know, I want you guys to be out there and be successful and have thriving businesses. And do you think that came across in the training?
Definitely. And not just from you, but from each other. Like we've all cheerleadered for each other to go out and start up. And if anybody's had any uncomfortable or awkward situations, we've supported each other to get through it. And it's been great. It really has. And there's no like, oh my goodness, they're in the same area as me. What if they take all my customers and I don't get any? It's not like that at all. It's very much encouraging each other on how to get more people. And let's face it, the size of West Lothian alone, there's plenty of people out there for meditation. So there's no need for everybody, and nobody is like that. It's great.
And you're all in quite close proximity to each other as well, so, but you're doing really well. So, there's no reason why there should be competition, is there?
No, definitely not.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that, Danielle. And Louise, what's your thoughts on that? I don't know what the original question was now. What was
Well, I was just trying to remember as well.
It's not like us to go to Nully Lane, is it?
It's like, what's the question?
Can you remember?
No.
You were saying about you encouraging us and wanting us to use our skills.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hate wasting an opportunity when I've learned something not to be able to share it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's definitely pushed us out our comfort zones. When you think back to level 1 doing our first meditation, we were all like, we just had to speak. We just want this over and done with, and it wasn't relaxing for anybody listening because we were going like 100 miles an hour. So, we've shared each other's videos and things and commented on it. And when you look back now to how you are now, it's so different. And it is more relaxing, hopefully, for the audience. So yeah, it's definitely improved.
When you came out of your level 1 as well, did you feel? Sorry, I'm just lighting incense. Did you feel that you were ready to run a class?
Yes. And that's why I think I did it straight away, because I didn't want to then talk myself out of it. I didn't want the self-doubt and the what ifs to come in. So I just thought, right, I'm setting a date and I'm going for it. And you were so supportive and encouraging for us to do that I hit the ground running, and it's been a success since. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
I think, though, Danielle, what's really important for me is that as I've watched you guys grow, you guys have been so connected to the training. You've been so connected to wanting to learn and wanting to have as much practice as you possibly can. And I think that's the difference, like if you're not practicing something, you're not going to get the benefit from it, are you? So
definitely, what you put in, you get out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because I can give you guys all the tools and the training, but you guys have to practice to get yourself to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you definitely have to push yourself out your comfort zone to grow. Because maybe not many of us have done lives or Facebook lives or even like the photographs up, doing selfies and things. So it's pushed a lot of comfort zones for us and me. But it's been worth it. And the confidence comes.
See, on those first classes that you ran, did you absolutely shit yourself?
beforehand I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, calm down, focus.
Especially with the technology side, and I did ask people for feedback, because if people don't always want to have their cameras on when they're doing a Zoom class, so you can't see what they're doing, but they can see you. And on my first class, I will admit I forgot. And I couldn't get my laptop set up properly, so I was sitting on all these cushions, and by the end of it, I was like this. And I was thinking, I mustn't do that again. Meditation teacher can't fall asleep.
You're like me. And we're just going to scan down the body, down to the feet. And I don't want to reposition the camera in case they see me doing it. Love that. That's hilarious. And lots of people say, you know, I've heard some people saying as well, oh, meditation classes don't work on Zoom. But they do, because we figured it out, ladies, haven't we? On how to get the perfect balance of audio and your speech into it as well. So we've really worked together on that, which I think is great. Danielle had shared some amazing tips and hints on how you could get the audio side of things working better. And it's really benefited us all. So I think that's the part that wasn't in the training that you added to that is now part of the training, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learning curve for a lot of us using technology. So we've all kind of shared hints and tips and different ways to try things to get the best out of it. And it's definitely paying off, because I think every one of us has seen the benefits personally and from the people coming along to the meditation and the feedback that we're getting.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So, and Louise, sorry, it's really hard trying to remember to go to both.
It's really hard remembering the question when you're second.
Sorry. Trying to remember what I was asking.
Yes. Yeah, the technology side of things was a bit tricky, so it has been helpful to have. Everyone's got different experiences and work backgrounds, so we can all give each other tips. I mean, I know Danielle was a mental health nurse, so she's got good ideas on how to handle difficult situations. And you know, I've had to go to her about a couple of things I've had to deal with. So we all just pull it on each other's strengths and build each other's weaknesses. So we're all kind of getting to the same level.
Yeah, because I think some of the class didn't even have a Facebook page personally, never mind a business one or anything. So we kind of support each other to set that up, and it's been a great wee community.
Yeah.
Amazing. I just love it. I'm so proud of you. So I'm going to go over to questions now. So all of the people watching are now going to ask you guys questions. And Susie has started off that questioning. And I know that you know Susie well. She has asked, how do you ladies plan to go forward with your businesses when we are allowed to meet up in bigger groups? Continue on Zoom or split it? And we'll go to Louise first for that, because Louise keeps asking what the question is.
That's fine. I would like to do a split. I do have some of my group are coming from all over, from down south, up north in Scotland, and I've got as far as Canada and Australia. So I can't really do that face-to-face, which I would love to. So I'd like to keep my online classes, but I would also like to go into the local community and deliver face-to-face, because it's nice to see people and get to know people, and just, you know, work on a one-to-one sometimes as well. Be nice.
Absolutely. And Danielle, what's your plan?
Yeah, I think I would do it split, because I like that. I'm working with people from Edinburgh and things as well in my classes. So for them to come all the way through for a meditation class might not be logistically that easy for them. So I think I would do a split. Because quite a lot of the time, because it's a Sunday night, people are kind of had their nice baths and got their jammies and things on, so they're in that mindset they're going to their beds after the meditation. So I wouldn't want to take that away from them. But at the same time, I think being in a class and being able to build the atmosphere and the ambience would give a completely different take on the meditation that you would experience. So I think I would definitely like to do both. And I've actually had an idea maybe even doing like a kind of family session where you can come along with the kids and we can do a meditation for the whole family to set them up for the kind of day ahead.
Oh, nice.
So I think the younger we can learn meditation, the more benefits we're going to reap from it.
Yeah. And that is really the level 2 meditation. We do a big chunk on working with vulnerable groups as well, don't we? You know, children and vulnerable adults, people who have been through abusive situations, that kind of thing. So that's what I love about the level 2 training, is that side of things as well. Great. And Louise is saying there, it's not a question so much, but she's saying that she prefers online meditations than face-to-face, as it's a lot more relaxing being in your own space. We're actually finding that more and more now, aren't we, girls, that people are really they're really enjoying meditation at home more.
Yeah, I think there's a mix out there. I think some people do prefer, because you're in your own space, you can mute your mic, so if you do fall asleep or you jump or anything, you're not as paranoid about who can see you, because you can kind of lift your camera at the ceiling or put your camera down to the floor so nobody can see you, whereas some people are a bit self-conscious when they're in a group. So I think it has its benefits, definitely, doing it online.
What's your thoughts on that one, Louise?
I agree, especially if you can't see them face to face. I think people prefer, if they've got anxiety and things, they maybe do prefer just doing it in their own home. Sometimes people can't, for various reasons, come out the home because there may be a carer, so it offers a bit of a lifeline to these people. Or if you're at home because you've got a disability, or maybe you're in a vulnerable situation and it's just easier for you to find that half an hour or an hour, because maybe you're also very busy. It's easier just to maybe go out to the car and do it in your lunch hour or whatever. It just makes it more mobile.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that I truly believe is the way forward, live online meditation, because it's so accessible for people. You know, people don't need to download apps and have subscriptions and that kind of thing. You know, they can do it at home. They don't have to get in the car and travel to a venue. But equally, meditation in person, it has absolutely phenomenal benefits when you're not in your own environment. Because you guys will know this, when you're in your own environment and the kids come in, Mom!
Yep.
You know, they start fighting up the stairs, and sometimes that part's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, if you especially if you want to relax and your home is stressful, it's nice just to get away from that sometimes. Take yourself out of that situation, you can go, and then get your meditation. Whereas, like you say, at home, you've got the risky kids coming in, shouting, TV noises in the background, things like that. So yeah, they both have benefits.
Yeah.
And the training does cover that as well, doing meditation online, but equally meditation in a venue. You know, and we really cover that on ways and hints and tips on how you can get the best from your venue and ask questions that you might not normally ask. And, you know, even working with charities, things like that, asking those questions that you might not normally ask. So, and it certainly changed the status of some of our guys, you know, who were maybe potentially going to do a lot of stuff for free, and now they've managed to get some funding and that type of thing, which is really good, isn't it, girls?
Yeah, brilliant.
Because nobody wants to work for free. You know, it's nice to work for free sometimes, but, you know, we do need to be paid. You know, it's important.
Energy exchange.
Absolutely. And another thing that I wanted to just touch on as well is that ongoing support from me. So, you know, that you guys, you don't just finish your training. You get lots and lots of support after your training as well. So what we do, just for anybody watching as well, is, and we've not actually had a chance to put this into play yet because of COVID-19, but what we do is we will give you that ongoing support. So I'll just arrange with you guys to come in, sit in your classes, give you some really lovely positive feedback. If you've got any questions as well, anything that you're thinking, God, I really want to do this better, I really want to do that better. I always say anything less than perfect for you is an opportunity for growth. And how do you feel about that as well, and getting that ongoing support?
It's great, like you say, there's always room for improvement, isn't there, and changing things up and adding to. And I know that I've spoke to you about some ideas I've got out with the class, and you've been really supportive, and you've told me just give me a shout when you're ready to try it, and I'll help you work through it. So yeah, it's great. Hope you don't feel too used.
That's my job, though. That's my role, is to, because I've spent so many years delivering meditation, and now it's my absolute passion to help other people to be able to spread that same joy that I've felt over the years. Because I'm sure you guys will agree that there is nothing better than seeing someone who might have numbers. And when we talk about numbers, I always ask people to give themselves a number between 0 and 10. So when you see people's numbers coming from like 10s, and sometimes they'll say, I'm a 30. I'm way up there with stress. And then you see their numbers coming way down dramatically. How good does that feel for you, ladies?
Yes, it's brilliant to see, and even some of the experiences they have during their meditation as well, that if they share it within the group, or some people just send me a private message and say, oh my goodness, this happened during that meditation, and it's like they have wee epiphanies and like aha moments, and it's just like it's just amazing. Love it.
Yeah. And Louise, do you remember?
Yeah. Yes, I do this time. I did a video on belly breathing and diaphragmatic breathing that I shared in my group, and from that, there was one particular girl that came on board and has been a regular ever since, and she felt that her anxiety, because she's had quite bad anxiety, has come right down, and she is sleeping better. She physically feels better, which was a big thing. And so when she goes into very stressful situations, she knows what to do. And it's basically 3 big, deep belly breaths, and can't believe the change in herself. So it's really rewarding to watch somebody's life feel more in control.
Were you guys aware of all of those different types of breathing? Because obviously when we're doing level 2, we do this big chunk on breath, and breath work, and how we actually breathe, and all of that kind of stuff, which incorporates the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system, all of that stuff. Did you guys think that you would ever get that in your training?
No.
No, definitely not as a depth, no.
He's saying I'm shy. I'm joking. I bet they sat there before it thinking, oh, he's just going to like sit here and play with us every single week and have a good old laugh. Is that what you thought?
No.
I don't think I knew what to expect, if I was being honest. I didn't know how it was going to pan out, but I've really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed every week.
That side of it though, like see the learning the science of breathing, and how we use all these different muscles, and how most people use that upper respiratory breathing rather than using the diaphragmatic breathing, like Louise has said. All of that part of things, it's really fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, and because both Danielle and I have got medical background training, it's not that we didn't know it. I think I just forgot all about it, to be honest. So it was useful, and I could put it in another aspect, which is meditation, which I actually was talking about it last night as well. So I do remember these things and pull on them quite often.
Yeah, and it kind of brings it in from a different viewpoint, because how I would have used it before and why I'm using it now is completely different. So it just kind of helps to emphasise the benefits of it as well, which is great.
And what's the feedback like that you guys are getting from your class? How is that making right? So One question at a time, Stephen. Danielle, what is the feedback you're getting from your class?
Really positive, really positive. Like Louise was saying, I've got people who struggle with anxiety or struggle to sleep that are now saying that it's really helped them. And somebody else who came on a class and they were really stressed out, and afterwards they messaged me and says, after doing that meditation, I've really looked at things and prioritised, and I feel completely different about everything I was stressing about. So it's really rewarding, and it's great watching people in their journey. It's really empowering.
Fantastic. And Louise, what's the feedback been like for you?
Yeah, I've had really good feedback. Everyone experiences meditation differently. So some prefer the one method to another. Some are like the visuals, and some like the more physical meditation, like the body scans, for example. So everybody's different. So you're never gonna get, well, at the moment I haven't got a class full of exactly the same people or type of people, if you like. So that's quite interesting to see the divide. But people are definitely benefiting from it. I'm getting block bookings because they've tried it and they've tested it, especially if they've never done it before. Getting whole new experiences. It can bring emotions to the surface that haven't been dealt with, that they're now dealing with. One of my meditations was an energizing one, and when they woke up the next day, they felt full of energy. And it's not just about sleeping, it is about focusing on different areas that you can benefit from as well. So mental, emotional, physical, spiritual as well.
Yeah, that's a huge pick up there though, Louise, that people think that meditation is just simply just to relax, and it's not. You know, because you can start off your morning with a morning energizing meditation, which I've actually done quite a few during the first lockdown, and it can really give you what you need to set up your day.
Yeah, and I've used it a few times for me. When I need to know the answer to a question, I'll meditate in the morning, and it's very different to a meditation at night, because I have my answers coming into my head because I've just cleared my headspace, and things pop in. I'm like, why have I never realised this before? That was like a mind-blowing moment. And it does give you clarity.
Do you both feel much clearer since doing the training as well, just out of curiosity? Because I definitely see, like, these are just, maybe sounds bad for me to say this, but you seem sharper.
Yeah, I feel like the whole year for me has changed. I started on one path, but I can see me going another.
That's amazing.
And for the better as well, I might add.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Danielle, do you feel sharper, clearer?
Yeah, definitely. More focused, more organised.
Brilliant. Diane's comment in there. I'm going to pop up Diane's comment. So Diane's saying there, we definitely wouldn't get the kind of support that we get from you. Oh, thank you, Diane. I thought she was actually talking about supporting you guys there. I didn't properly read the comment, but there you go. I'll take that.
Yeah, sure.
It's been fun even while we've been learning loads. And it has been fun, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
It's really been a great transformational journey for everybody, I think. I think everybody's made such good friends, like we spoke about at the beginning there, and that's the part of it that I love, the part of the community part of it that's created. And then equally as well, you know, if you guys ever needed time off, if you were running your classes, you've got each other to fall back on as well. You know, so you could ask each other to cover each other's classes, you know. There's loads of things that you could do with that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Definitely. And again, bouncing ideas off each other of, like, if a class wasn't working, what you could maybe do to try and tweak it a bit, things like that. So it's really good having that support.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a week we haven't came off in hysterics laughing at something.
I know, we 3 weeks ago, we had a very heavy session, didn't we? and it was all about the vulnerable people, and it was almost 2 hours actually of just like brain bursting stuff, which was necessary, of course it was. And then at the end of it, we had someone join us, didn't we?
Jason. Bit of light relief.
Yeah. So we had, and it's funny how your perception of Jason changed, because he was one of the case studies actually, and you were saying, oh no, I would tell him to go and see GP and get extra support and that type of thing. Yeah. And then when you seen the photograph of Jason, your minds were completely.
We've been in lockdown for a long while, Stephen.
We have.
They were like, yeah, Jason can help me put the chairs away every week. That's completely fine. It was really funny.
It was.
Anne is saying there, is there anything that's not been covered today that the ladies would like to share? Is there anything that you would like to share that's not been covered?
Oh, I'm trying to think what we've not covered. We've covered loads. Go on, Louise, what are you thinking?
Well, what I'm thinking is, I suppose I'm in the last year definitely gone down a very spiritual route, because I've not just done your meditation classes, but quite a few other ones, and yeah, I'm keen to know more about the spiritual meditation side, I suppose, to do more of that.
A lot of your meditations you have been doing, they've been very much focused around mental health and trying to really self-regulate and that kind of thing. One of our meditation teachers, I'm not going to tell you who publicly, but she might share it with you guys in the group. She has been doing the same as you guys, really trying to help people self-regulate. But then, obviously, we do a spiritual part of the training as well. We talk about how you can take people on that very visual way. So she has been working with these people for a good few weeks now, and now that she's got them accustomed to meditation, she took them on a more spiritual journey on her class this week, and they were all greeting good tears. They were all oh my God, that was so emotional, that was so lovely, that was an amazing experience. So there is that side to it as well.
I think a lot of people, when you say spiritual, they kind of panic and they link it to religion rather than keeping it completely separate. So I think there's so much learning out there for people, and I think having lockdowns really showing people the kind of well-being and looking after your spiritual side is not about religion. It's about inner self and how you connect with yourself.
I love that.
Yeah, and pulling all your layers back that you hadn't dealt with as well. Yeah,
because we speak a lot about this day and age. You'll see every time you open your social media, every time you speak to someone, social mental health it's on the news, it's on social media, it's almost became something that's actually, spoke about so openly and so freely now that it's kind of diluting its value, I think, maybe. Some people will say, oh, I struggle with mental health, and it's almost part of reality now, so we're good at dealing with that, and we're good at helping and supporting people with that now. We could be better in some instances.
Yeah.
We're much better than we ever were dealing with people's mental well-being, and we're much better than we were dealing with people's physical well-being. But the spiritual side of things is the part that is lacking, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's the one that really changes your mindset when you start looking at kind of that side of things. And I would love to get it out there more, especially for men. I think women are a lot better at talking about the mental health, but I think there's still a big stigma around men and mental health. Like, I know personally, I don't have any men that's coming to my classes, And I would love to speak to guys and say, like, what's going on? Why wouldn't you try it? Like, why do you not value yourself as much as women? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I want to see more men in the classes as well, because they would definitely benefit. And I think they've got this idea in their head what it's going to be like, but it definitely isn't. There are things out there for men.
Yeah. I have a very private meditation class that I do with guys on a Friday at 7 o'clock. I've got 16 guys in my class now, and it's done via Zoom. They don't want to share it. They don't want to share with anybody what they're doing. They're very, guys just didn't want anybody to know. So, and I don't know why. I think there is some guys that are much more acceptable when it comes to meditation and that type of thing. But the guys in my group, they're like, no, I don't want to share my experience. Because I've said, like, come on and talk about what you... No. But they're all like plumbers and brickies and, tradesmen that don't necessarily want to be very public about it.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that I'm trying to break away as well. I'm trying to break down those barriers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's equally lots of charities. You've got Donna from Neil's Hugs Foundation. She runs men's matters groups. You've got there's another 3 or 4 actually. Can't remember what they're called, so I'm not going to ace mental health for men. So they're starting to do a little bit more with meditation as well. So yeah.
But look at all these successful men that do meditate.
Absolutely.
Like Richard Branson, Will Smith, Jordan, the baseball,
Jordan.
there's lots of men that meditate. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Matthew
McConaughey. I think Piers Morgan spoke about how he does meditation as well.
And Paul McCartney as well. We've been doing it for years.
Yeah. Loads and loads and loads of people are... Apologies. My dog barking in the background. Loads and loads of people are really starting to wake up to the possibility of, how our spiritual, emotional and physical well-being can be supported by meditation. But I think you guys are absolutely right. We need more men in classes because men are the guys that would benefit from it the most. I don't need to share the statistics, but male suicide continues to be the biggest killer of men between the age of 26 and 46. Mind-blowing, kills more people than cancer. It's absolutely mind-blowing what it's doing, and it's not getting any better. I suppose is the bit that we need to change.
Definitely.
But it's so good that as a man you've set up a safe space to do the meditation, and hopefully in time these men will start to open up and possibly even become teachers.
Yeah.
Because they lead the way.
Yeah. My dream is to have more male teachers. And I do know that we have got in our next intake, we've got 2 men joining, which is phenomenal.
Brilliant.
So we're going to have 2 male meditation teachers, which will be our first men teachers. And so we've got 25 meditation teachers all out there in the community doing amazing things. Not all running classes, but still they're thinking about and getting there. Is it 25? No, it will be 25 come this next intake. But that's amazing, guys, don't you think?
Yeah.
Definitely. There's more people out there showing others how to do it, then I think if everybody spent time meditating every day, it'd be a much nicer world to live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the schools need to do more of it as well.
Absolutely. So I know Danielle, I don't want to give away all your secrets, but I know that you work with children, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd like to, yeah, definitely.
And I already work with a couple of schools. I'm really happy to say, Danielle, come on, you take my place. I'm too busy. Because I love working with the kids. I do. I love working with the kids, but it's a lot of work. You know, and having that commitment there every single day.
My daughter's 6 and we're starting to dip into meditation because she's seen me doing it. So she's like, what are you doing? So she's now starting to, can I try? And I'm not forcing it. It's just if she wants to dip in and out, that's fine. Sometimes she'll start with me and then she disappears. But I just like, if they can teach them young how to kind of stay calm and get better night's sleep and be more focused and things, then as an adult they're going to have so many skills and tools and to kind of get them through, especially teenage years, because let's face it, they're not exactly easy. We've all been there and it's not the easiest years, is it?
No, and I've got a teenage daughter who's 16, and she joined me on the journey listening to Stephen at 9 o'clock through the first lockdown, and she listens into my classes every week. So she does another yoga class with active kids, which they bring in meditation as well. And so she's meditating about 3 or 4 times a week now, and is really feeling the benefits.
Absolutely, that's amazing. So good. People always have that thing where they say, I don't have time to meditate. Of course you do. If you've got time to watch EastEnders, you've got time to meditate.
That's it. I mean, 10 minutes a day is all you need.
Absolutely.
And it could even just be to your favourite piece of music for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just listening to it and listening to the lyrics and just focusing on your breathing. 5 minutes to listen to your favourite piece. How can you not do that?
Well, and I think that's the thing, ladies, isn't it? You know, that people, they overcomplicate it and they think that meditation should be about clearing your mind and wiping it clean of everything.
Yeah.
I
think as well, as it comes down to your self-worth, you don't feel you're worthy of giving yourself that time. You've got X, Y, and Z to do, and that's more important than looking after yourself. Like, I've just finished a group coaching session with a group of women, and from start where none of them felt worthy of doing any kind of self-care to now where they're actually prioritising like pamper baths and going walks and things like that. And the difference in them in that short period of time is mind-blowing. It's been beautiful to watch. And it's just giving them the feeling that they are worthy of taking time out and looking after themselves. And it's not just them that's benefiting, it's having that ripple effect through their families, because they're in a better place. They're bringing all their family with them, and it's a much happier environment that they're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, you reminded me of something. My wife, yesterday, she came back from work. She's been really busy at work. She sent me this. It reminded me of what you've just said there. I was downstairs, she was upstairs. She said, I'm promoting self-care today. Look after the boys. They're playing in their room. I'm having a bath.
Excellent. Good for her. That's amazing. And you know, sometimes personally, if the kids are stressing me out, I'll be like that, right, I'm going for a bath, watch the kids, and I'll go for my bath, and when I come out like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I feel like a different person. I feel like I'm able to then cope with whatever mood they're in, or I'm fighting with each other. It's just taking yourself away, bringing yourself back down, and then facing it again, and you've got a completely different attitude when you come back to face it. You're much calmer, so you can deal with it much better.
Yeah, and that's something I'm thinking about doing, because as you know, I've got a dog and I live quite rurally, so I've got lots of lovely countryside walks around me. So to get headspace, I quite often go for a long walk, but I would like to do walking meditation. So if anybody locally, once we can meet in small groups, I'd be up for something like that. So
Definitely.
feel free to message me.
Yeah, walking meditation's so good.
Especially just now, all through the year, because I see new things all the time and experience new things and see and smell, and I take a lot of notice.
Yeah, you don't even have to be listening to music, you know, so don't think that Louise is going to be like walking you through the meadows with a boombox on her shoulders, you know.
No.
Being mindfully aware of what environment you're in at that time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. we're way over time as well, by the way. We're 10 minutes over time. I'm quite enjoying my chat with you today. And I wanted to cover just one quick thing before we finish as well there, and that's Diane saying there that she's had a few guys in her class and that they were surprised that they enjoyed it so much. And I'm interested to see, David and Graham, your lovely husbands, how are they? Do they participate in meditation? So I'll come to Danielle first. I know what Danielle's going to say. She's like, David will tell me.
To be honest, he went through a really stressful time where he was really struggling to sleep. So, like, I was putting a meditation on at night when we were going to bed just to help him get to that, and he did feel the benefit of it.
Oh,
but
good.
he would much rather get on his computer and game and take himself out of reality and his gaming than he would do a meditation, even though he knows the benefits of meditation are so much better for him.
And do you know what? Gaming is a form of meditation as well. Did you know that?
Because you're kind of present in the moment.
It is, yeah. You can be gaming and be meditating at the same time, because that's all it is. You're just focusing on that thing, and it's bringing you peace and calm.
Shh! Don't even tell him that. He'll be looking for more time on his game.
So, you'll be saying, "Hi, I'm going to meditate. I'll be back in 3 hours." And Louise, what about Graham? Has Graham enjoyed?
He has let me practice my meditation scripts on him, along with my daughter, and you could see his stress levels just drop like that and just about be asleep. But he won't participate in my classes at the moment. But he has seen the benefits. Like Danielle says, Graham isn't a gamer, but he loves watching football. So I'll see him focused watching the football and he'll not hear me because he's so focused on watching the game. But I'm not sure that is good for his stress levels. Supporting the team he does.
This football and gaming can have their negative sides, when you're shooting people with a gun or trying to get a ball into the goals. It can be quite stressful.
Yeah, that blue screen before bedtime as well doesn't help, does it?
Yeah, but I think Graham, he has seen the benefits, and actually he's very creative. Mm-hmm. And I think it'd be good for him to do your course, so I'm working on him.
Well, it doesn't have long if he wants to sign up for the next a couple of weeks. But that's the one thing that I love is that you guys have equally shared it with your families. You've both shared it with your children, your partners, and they have benefited from it, even though they may not think they have. They have benefited from it. So, and they'll benefit from you being in a better place as well, won't they?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Much calmer.
You'll still want to kill them from time to time, though, won't you?
Of course.
Naturally.
Both husbands and children.
Well, listen, ladies, thank you so much for today. I can't keep talking to you because if we keep going on and on and on, we'll be here for 2 hours. Everybody will be like, well, that was a bit long. So use the comments, guys. Share with me. Share with the girls. Let us know how you enjoyed this surgery today. Something a wee bit different as well, which I think is always really nice to do something a bit different and have different people on, especially the people that are part of our community. My friends, because these are my friends. That's all it is. So, and it is the Soul Man and Friends. So, makes sense, doesn't it? Diane saying there that Brian gets the first listen to my meditation every week and loves it. That's brilliant. That's really good. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Stick around. We're gonna have a wee gin and tonic and some afternoon tea and all the rest of it once we finish here, aren't we?
Well, that would be nice.
Are your cakes on arrival?
I've actually got a freshly baked lemon drizzle cake in the kitchen.
Is it staying there?
I baked it yesterday thinking that'll be gone in minutes, and the kids didn't like it, so me and Nikki are a bit like, you need to be really careful with this lemon drizzle cake.
Freeze it.
We had friends over for collecting Nikki's hair clippers last night. And when they were standing at the door, they were like, "Oh my God, what is that smell?" I was like, "It's lemon cake. Just want a bit?" And they were like, "Oh, we can't come in." So I gave them like 3 big, massive chunks of it, wrapped it in tin foil, and they got to take it home, which actually really annoys me because I can't see the reaction when they bite into it. But I did get a message saying that they really enjoyed it. So anyway, I'm going to go because we are talking about cake and crap now, and now I'm going to want to go and eat a bit of cake. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. And if you guys are interested in attending the lovely girls' classes, you can get in touch with them. So for Danielle, if you feel drawn to Danielle, you want to go on and have a wee. In fact, I would love you to go and just give their pages a wee like anyway, because that would be really nice. Because we need to be supporting all the local businesses. So go on and follow Danielle at Luna Life and Wellbeing. And Danielle doesn't just do meditation; she does lots of other things that can really help to support your mental health. She does stress and anxiety workshops. God,
There's a lot going on
to get that out. So she does stress and anxiety workshops, which are really, really amazing. I believe I've not been to one, but I believe that they are really, really great. And then you have got Louise. And Louise is nutrition and home. And Louise is a qualified nutritionist as well. So Louise can give you lots of really amazing advice on health and nutrition. She shares some amazing recipes on her page as well. From soups to cheesecakes. Honestly, she put this cheesecake up the other day and I was like, I want your cheesecake.
It's a low fat one too, because I'm mindful of the health, how to make any recipe quite healthy.
Yeah, you've helped me in my thinking around food as well, so thank you for that.
No, that's fine. But I also like to grow my own, so I've got a gardening page in that, a gardening group in that page, as well as a cooking, like a Let's Cooking group, and my meditation. So there's a few groups there.
Yeah, so Louise has got an awful lot of stuff going on in her page, which is great. So you'll be able to link to all those things, which is really, really good. So go on and like Nutrition and Home, and Danielle's page, Luna Life and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for today, ladies. That was a great discussion, and I will speak to you on Tuesday. In fact, I'll see you on
Sunday.
Will we? Are
Yeah.
we on Sunday?
Oh, is it Mother's Day on Sunday or is that next Sunday?
No, it is Mother's Day on Sunday, so we're not on Sunday. But I'll see you on Monday, Tuesday. Jesus Christ, I can't even think what. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Thank you so much, ladies, and stick around. Say goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
Be strong.